Hey everyone, Eric here. In this video, we're going to break down customer acquisition cost. By the end of this video, you'll understand both how to calculate CAC and its variations, as well as what digital marketers and venture capitalists are trying to understand when they talk about CAC, specifically at startups that are scaling rapidly. Okay, let's get started. So, at a very high level, customer acquisition cost, we call it CAC, is just how much the company needs to spend in advertising to get one new customer to buy for their first time. And the reason this is important is because if you know what your customer lifetime value is, and so this is basically all of the purchases on average that a customer will make during their lifetime or their relationship with your company, then you can compare that to your marketing costs on that first order to try to figure out what's the maximum we can spend in marketing to bring a new customer into the company and still make money on our relationship. So let's say you expect a customer to spend $1,000. Well, then you know over a number of years, you know how much you can spend in marketing to try to get a new customer. So it's super, super important. Also, you might think that CAC is just total marketing costs divided by total customers. That's actually completely incorrect. So let's walk through this right now. And just to jump to the finish before we start, first off, when people say CAC, they're really referring to blended CAC. So we're going to break that down right here, as well as some other CAC versions that are important, but you need to know that CAC is blended CAC. So here we are. First off, if you like this content, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It would really help me out, and I'll keep making content like this. Okay, so to calculate CAC, you need two things. You need your marketing costs, which we have here, and then you need customer order information. So total customers, and we also have total orders. And so, like I said, it's not just taking your total marketing costs and dividing it by total customers. That's wrong. So I'm going to tell you right now what you actually need to exclude. So in marketing, there's basically two buckets. You have paid advertising. So your advertising channels, Facebook, Google, could be Amazon, Reddit, Pinterest, radio, television, anything where you pay for a customer, like a new customer, to get an ad put in front of them, sort of in any medium, in any format. Where customers are advertised to, you pay for those placements. So that's paid advertising. And the other bucket is like other marketing. So stuff that's not related to actually putting ads in front of customers, or what we would call serving ads. These are things like agencies, like you'll probably hire a lot of consultants, specialists who know how to run like Facebook or PR or whatever it is. But that's just compensation. You're just like paying them a fee. And then you'll have like marketing payroll. So your VP of growth or whatever it is, like should you be including that, the salary of a person, in how much it costs to acquire a new customer? Well, the answer is no, because that salary that you pay someone does not go towards advertising to customers. So you're trying to just figure out what's your paid advertising, because that is really the thing that's bringing new customers into your company. And then when we look at the sales information, there's sort of two buckets. You have customers, which we call users in e-commerce, and then you have orders. So a lot of people use orders to calculate their customer acquisition cost. It's completely wrong. Do not do this. You need to use customers. So these are individual people that are making purchases. And the reason is that a typical customer will purchase multiple orders on average. So like if they go to a grocery store, or they go to Amazon, or they go to, whatever it is, they'll probably buy a couple things. And so that will really distort your numbers and make them make no sense at all. So you need to look at the individual people, and then within that, there's two buckets. You have brand new customers, which are people buying something for the very first time with your company. And then you have returning customers, which are people making subsequent purchases. You need to exclude returning customers because we're trying to figure out how much does it cost to get one new person to purchase. And if you include returning customers, it's going to distort that cost. It's going to make it look lower. But so we need to exclude those people. We need to exclude orders. And within new customers, we have two basically main buckets. So we have new customers from paid channels. So these are people who came directly through paid advertising channels, and we can track that. So we can see how many people clicked a Google ad and then purchase. We can see how many people clicked a Facebook ad and purchased. Or we advertised to on television and said, hey, check out our company at whatever.com/TV, we can see how many people hit that page and then purchase. So we can know how many people came directly through these paid channels. And then there are going to be a bunch of customers who come through what we call organic channels, which are unpaid channels. So things like coming through Google just by Googling around and then coming to our website and purchasing. Like, that's free. Then you have things like referrals, word of mouth. Most companies have like around 40% of their sales coming through these untrackable channels that are just like free channels. So that's what organic customers are. So you're going to just include all those together. And so for blended, you want to look at, okay, what did you spend in advertising divided by how many customers purchased for the first time? And that's $80. And so we know that it costs $80 to bring in one new customer. So if we just copy this out, I hit Control C, held down Shift, tap the right arrow right here, and then Control V, copy paste. So you can see our customer acquisition cost, it went from 80 and then it went down into the 60s and it went to 84. And you'd have to look at sort of, why. Oh, look, our organic customers went to 100 and then they went down, and what's going on there. Of course, dig into all this stuff. But another metric that's really important is paid customer acquisition costs. So this is basically just a measure of how well your paid channels are working. So you look at just your paid ads and you divide it by just your paid customers. And so if we hit Control C, copy, Shift right arrow, Control V, paste, you can see that our paid customer acquisition cost is sort of shifting around over time, then going down a little bit. And so why do we want to look at these metrics, and why do we want to look at them over a period of time? Well, of course, you want to know, is your business profitable on their relationship with one customer? But probably the most valuable thing you can find out about this is what happens to your customer acquisition costs as you scale. So the fear of most founders, venture capitalists, startups, e-com companies, etc., is that your customer acquisition costs start to go up really fast as you scale. So if you try to go from 1,000 customers to 100,000 customers, that your customer acquisition costs will skyrocket. If you're a company, if you can prove that your customer acquisition cost stays stable as you grow, then that basically means that your future value could be absolutely enormous. But if your customer acquisition cost skyrockets in excess of your customer lifetime value, then basically your business will not be able to grow. So a lot of the questions that companies are trying to figure out are around like, how much can we scale our number of customers before our customer acquisition costs, go up really fast. So that's basically the main question that the companies are grappling with. So I hope you learned a ton in this video about how to calculate the customer acquisition cost. By the way, in the description below, you can download this Excel file for free if you want to put in your own numbers from your own business and play around with it. I've also linked to some of my other startup and finance focused videos as well. Like I have a video about the customer lifetime value and some other stuff on e-commerce. Check those out in the description. And if you found this content valuable, please subscribe and click the alerts notification, like this video, and leave me a comment below. And also check out my online courses if you need to improve your Excel and finance skills. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.